Yep. So this is a talk on the new FAQ that just came out from Games Workshop, stating that 50% Lords and Heroes is the norm now, and so we're going into 8.5, I believe. And I always saw it as kind of the 25% lords thing really messes with Chaos Warriors because the lords are so expensive. So that's why you saw a lot of Demon Prince armies because you couldn't afford a level 4 caster once you put in a Chaos Lord. It was either a Chaos Lord or a level 4. Now I can actually have a Chaos Lord of my choosing and a level 4. So that changes things for Chaos Warriors big time. I had all these builds in my heads of Chaos Lords, and I just could never play them because everybody wants to play 2500. Or the only time you do get to see it is if you go to Brawler Bash and you play 3000 points, and you know what I mean, or you just play 3000 points with your friends and stuff like that. But I don't want to have all that. I mean, I just want to be able to run a Chaos Lord and a Wizard. But now you can do that, and you can use the lore of Death or Undeath, I believe it is, and so that's pretty cool. So I'm kind of curious what they're going to do with the Chaos Warrior book coming out, the End of Times for Chaos Warriors, and how is it going to frame the up and coming, maybe ninth edition, probably within the next year or so. Generally, when they do a FAQ like this, it's usually like a year later that they actually go into the next edition. So it's a heads up there. It's good things on the way in. Because it reminds me, the 50% Lords reminds me of seventh edition. Because in seventh edition, if you wanted to be a douchebag about it, you could run Archeon and Sigvald because it was for every 1,000 points you can have a lord. So if you're playing 2,000 points, you could have two lords, and then you didn't have percentages. Then you had either you have your core had to have at least two core units in the unit in the army. I usually just ran Marauders and just run some Marauders, 2 units of Marauders, and maybe some Warriors. But yeah, yeah, it's kind of like seventh edition in that respect. And also, a discussion me and my friends have been having: is it is are the facts there to make money off of? And this fact, I don't think they're going to make money off of this fact. This fact actually makes it cheaper for a beginner to start. Example, beginners like the models of the characters. So most likely the beginner is going to buy a rule book. He's going to buy 2 character models, which will take up half the points of his army, and then he can buy a battalion box set, and he'll be done. He'll have enough core to fill out his minimum requirement, and he'll have all of the heroes and lords that he thinks he needs. Okay, you could actually play with that: a battalion box set and a chaos and a lord, an expensive lord, yes, but a lord nonetheless, right? You know, you can go ahead and have those really expensive characters. Like if I wanted to start a dark elf army, I would get Malekith and put him on a dragon, and then I'd have 1,000 extra, just put together 1,000 points of dark elves, and then I'm done. That's 2,000 points. Boom, already done. So yeah, people tell me what you think about that. I mean, that's really nobody's has spoken about it. Really, I think it's a push to try to get new players playing, because right now the 25% means that you're going to have to spend a whole lot more money in other places just to get your army to be able to field. Which this 50% does is actually makes it so that you can put more special characters in there to fill the gaps when you don't have the money to buy all these extra units. Yeah, because when I first started, I had a Chaos Lord on a Juggernaut. I liked it because I was going from 40K, and I like models. You know what I mean? I like the way the models look. If the models look cool, I'm going to go with whatever is available to play. But I thought the guy on the Juggernaut was cool, and looked at the book. bought the book, looked at it. I was like, oh, he's a lot of points. And my friends are playing 1,500 point games, so I'm going to go ahead and buy this guy because he's 400 points, and then I'm gonna buy a wizard because I'm gonna need a wizard. I'm gonna deck him out. He's gonna be super expensive, and so that's like half my points right there. And then I'll buy a battalion box set, and then I'm done. I can actually start playing this new game called Fantasy, which wasn't new. I mean, I used to watch the fantasy guys play. And one of the reasons why I didn't play moving to fantasy back then, back 7, 8 years ago, well, I guess back in the early 2000s, was that the guys who played in my arena, they didn't paint their models. So I always look at it like, oh man, they don't even paint their models. What's the point? I mean, But anyway, I digress. I think it's actually going to pull more people into playing, or they have the opportunity to pull more people into playing, because now you can sell it as the cheaper brother of 40K again. Because you used to be able to do that before. You used to be able to say, oh, this is cheaper than 40K. Come on in, man. The water's fine. You know what I mean? It only takes 200 bucks. Well, only 200, but 200 bucks to get started. Now, because of that 25% cap, what used to be a 25% cap, it made it way too expensive for the beginner to start. I mean, you're easily looking at 400 bucks. So now you could actually, going back to the actual gaming of it itself, the idea of it as a rule, it makes it so that net builders will have a tougher time keeping up with the meta, because you could actually augment your units by having more lords or characters in there, and it actually adds more to your army than just, I have a demon prince with purple sun, he flies, purple sun, 6 dice. I mean, now you have to worry about chaos lords that have the mark of Nurgle and glittering scales. Oh, now this guy is -2 to hit. You know what I mean? You might start seeing stuff like that. You might start seeing more foot lords from Chaos Warriors. You know what I mean? A lot more. You might see a Chaos Lord on a Juggernaut in a Juggernaut unit. I mean, it's endless now. The variety in which you might see, and so it's good. It's good. I like it. If you like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. Please leave a comment. Maybe I'm wrong about it actually being cheaper to come in, but I think I'm right if my calculations are right. I mean, in my head. Everybody knows my math's a little bit shoddy. But anyway, if you like the video, subscribe. Also comment. I'm also on the Google Plus. Sometimes I might go into a Google Hangout.